The 10 most beautiful cities in the world, Europe. Number 1. Innsbruck, Austria. When we are thinking about beautiful cities to visit in the world, Innsbruck is one of the finest cities in the world. There aren't many cities in Europe quite like Innsbruck. It's coined itself the title Capital of Alps, and easy to understand why once you set foot in the city. Flanked by the impressive Nordkap mountain range that towers over the city, nature never feels far away. It's the only city where you can ski, explore a grand palace, window shop, and savor a strudel all in one day. There are plenty of things to do in Innsbruck, with the Austria Alps and a city rich in history. In many ways, it's everything we love about Austria, all packed into a modern city and historic city. Number 2, Florence, Italy. Florence is the capital of Tuscany and a highlight of any tour in Italy. It's certainly when I think of the most beautiful city in the world. Even if you only have a few weeks in the country, Florence should be top of your list. The city is famous for its world-class cuisine, museums, art, and the surrounding countryside. The architecture in Florence pulls you in and begs you to get lost in its historic heart. Florence is known for being the birthplace of the Renaissance period and packed full of history. When you walk the narrow cobbled stone streets, it appears as if little has changed, with marble basilicas, dark chapels, gas lanterns, and enchanting frescoes. It's also a great jumping off point to many other fascinating Italian cities like Siena and Lucca. If you're looking to venture all around Italy, I recommend going by train or renting a car. Number 3, Kyoto, Montenegro. Kotor is a well-preserved former Venetian city in Montenegro, inhabited by less than 13,000 people. Once visitors pass through the city walls, a labyrinth of marbled streets, old lamps, stone houses, and quiet piazzas await them. The ancient city is fortified and encompassed by imposing stone walls, while the town itself sits at the foot of a gorgeous Adriatic bay with the Dalmatian mountains rising high up above turquoise waters. Some refer to the Bay of Kotor as being the southernmost fjord in Europe, and with the stunning beauty of the bay, it is easy to see why. It's a magical destination that feels as if you've taken a step back in time. We've been twice, and it still stands out as one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. Number 4, Zermatt, Switzerland. Most are familiar with Zermatt, whether we've heard of the tiny village or not. Switzerland's iconic Matterhorn mountain peak rises up over the town, and its image has been featured in Ricola commercials and slapped on every Toblerone chocolate bar for years. There is probably no mountain on earth with a more picturesque peak. To see the mountain in person was on our bucket list, and it had been ever since our first Toblerone as children. With that in mind, it was an easy decision to add Zermatt to the list of destinations in Switzerland on our European ski tour. Our arrival in the Swiss village was late in the evening, so when we opened our hotel room window and looked up to see the sun setting on the mountain peak, it took our breath away. Number 5, Amsterdam, Netherlands. The city of Amsterdam needs no introduction. It is known as Amsterdam is nothing short of impressive and must-see while in Europe. Whether you're into history, architecture, partying, food, shopping, art or cafes, there's something here for everyone. A summer day in Amsterdam is near impossible to top in any other city. Our favorite thing to do in Amsterdam is simply sit canalside in a quiet neighborhood like Jordan and enjoy a cold Amstel, or you could do even better with a boat cruise. Number 6, Edinburgh, Scotland. It's tough to argue with the appeal of Edinburgh, as it's one of the most stunning cities in all of Europe and packed with a long dark history. It's an interesting mix with the city centre split in two between the jumble of medieval buildings in the old town and the perfectly lined Georgian buildings of New Town. The city, in many ways, is a mess, but a beautiful one at that. It's brimming with class, tourist sites and character, and I assure you there's no shortage of things to do in Edinburgh. Number 7, Venice, Italy. Love or hate Venice, there is no denying its popularity. It is the most beautiful historic city on the planet, but tourists also besiege it. The sinking city is a network of 118 islands connected by bridges. Buildings here are old, and if you manage to get away from the crowds, it feels as if you've stepped back 5 centuries in time. After several separate visits, we have decided that we still absolutely love Venice. In our opinion, Venice is best in the shoulder and off seasons. The canals of Venice are notorious for harboring a lot of waste, and in the summer, the smell can get pretty bad. However, in the cooler months, there are fewer tourists, less waste, and the scent is at bay. Number 8. Stockholm, Sweden. There's no denying the charm of Stockholm on a beautiful summer day. Under the midnight sun, the city dubbed Venice of the North contains many cafes and bars that brim with patrons indulging in the fika cafe culture. Venturing around the cities, many islands and parks break down your typical notions of a city. Stockholm is refreshing and blurs the lines between modern, historical, natural, and city. Number 9. Istanbul, Turkey. Turkey's most famous city is one of the most amazing in the world and one of the most beautiful cities in Europe and Asia, depending on who you ask. Istanbul bridges Europe and Asia, and the town crams in both cultures for everyone to experience. You can actually take a ferry along the Bosphorus and take a photo between 2 continents. Where else in the world can you do that? It has long served as the crossroads between the 2 continents and thus has a fantastic amount of history, architecture and culture. Istanbul is a massive city, and even with 2 trips back here, we have yet even to scratch the surface of what Istanbul has to offer. It's the perfect place to stroll along the Bosphorus and enjoy the old buildings and beautiful mosques nearby. Number 10. Kyoto, Japan. Kyoto is undoubtedly one of the beautiful cities to visit in the world. I went to Japan on a backpacking trip 5 years ago, and ever since I have returned every year, sometimes twice a year. Kyoto was the capital of Japan from 794 to 1868, and history is present throughout the city. Although this city has repeatedly been destroyed during times of war, except World War II, it remains one of the most beautiful cities in the world. There are over 2,000 temples and shrines in the city, including the Insta-famous Fushimi Inari Taisha. Besides the temple, 20% of Japan's national treasures are in the city, and there are 17 locations that are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. It's widely considered one of the most culturally significant cities in the world, and there are a million things to do in Kyoto.